What happened after that was that we got very frustrated with trying to get the word out there, simply because, like I said earlier, whether it's on Reddit or Facebook or all these platforms, they don't want you to promote on them, which is fair enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very hard to actually get the word out when every single time you post, people are, as soon as there's a link somewhere, they'll delete your post. As soon as there's something, they'll ban you. So it's very difficult. But I got to the point where I got really frustrated. So I was like, you know what if I just go and text the admins directly and ask them very nicely if they'd be willing to promote or if they're willing to talk about the app, and we're going to offer them premium access and priority support and all those things, obviously. But we would just go up and ask them and say, and figure out if they're happy to. And we got a lot of like rejections and saying, sorry, no, I don't want to. But we actually got a few yeses. And from the yeses that we got two groups as of right now who like confirmed and committed to helping us promote the app for their solo cruiser community. And in total, both groups have 33,000 people in them, which is
amazing.
Really, that's really big for us, because that's going to help us like get eyeballs on those on the page. And as a bootstrap founder, as bootstrap founders, we don't have like a large amount of capital to spend on ads or whatever. So we had to kind of like just hope if we ask and if we're kind and if we offer something in exchange, people will be willing to work with us. And that happened. So that was a big realization that happened to me over the last 2 weeks. So that was very cool.
Yeah, dude, that's incredible. Especially because typically if you're going to launch something and have a lot of waitlist signups or a lot of buzz around your launch and stuff like that, 99 times out of 100, it comes because you already have some sort of social media audience, or the brand is already well known, or they have a huge email list or something. But at the end of the day, you have a huge audience that you sort of control, right? You guys were able to figure out how to basically get the same effect by going to these niche communities online that already existed. So, first of all, kind of doing it in like that guerrilla marketing, way. And then second of all, doing it in a little bit more of a legit way, working with the admins and stuff like that. But either way, instead of taking the time to, 6 months to a year, however long it's going to take to build that audience yourself, you were able to take an audience that already existed and use that for your marketing. That is a huge, huge tip for anybody listening trying to build a wait list.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people, or at least what we struggled with as well, was like, hey, when you reach out to these people, most of the time you won't even get an answer. And that's initially what I started with. Is I tried reaching out to those people on Facebook and just trying to open the conversation. And out of like maybe 30 messages, I probably got only one response. And I was like, is something wrong with my messaging or whatever? And I realized that specifically on Facebook, if anyone's doing Facebook marketing, Facebook, if you're going to send a message to someone as an admin, if you have no friends, if you have no mutual friends, if you've never interacted with the person before, your message will land in spam. And it's like so hard to actually even find out about that message. So it wasn't that my messaging was necessarily like incorrect or whatever. It was that the messages weren't even landing in their inbox. They wouldn't even know about them. And so I kind of had to switch my strategy there. And what I ended up doing was these Facebook groups, they usually moderate every single message. So whenever you're going to post on this Facebook group, you have to say, hey, I want to do this or whatever, or just like a random post. They will first approve it, make sure that there's nothing like harmful or anything weird going on with that message, and then they'll approve it and it'll be pushed to everybody. But what happened was that I was like, okay, I can't seem to be able to reach them. All my messages land in spam. What if I actually post? Because I know that they're reviewing every single message. What if I just post as a message, hey, can any one of if you're reading this and you're an administrator, can you just DM me? I would like to talk to you about something. And like immediately once I switched that strategy, well, all of my messages were landing, and then I was getting like a better conversion rate, and I was actually seeing like, okay, which messages resonated, which messages didn't resonate. So I think here the lesson was that you can try to brute force and like spam people with like emails or messages or whatever. But like with emailing, sometimes it lands in spam. You're never really sure if the person has seen your message. And so I kind of just invite people to think about how they can reverse the strategy so that basically the message lands, like you increase the visibility, whether it's messaging them, like maybe you're typically used to LinkedIn or whatever, and probably LinkedIn has a high like visibility, but maybe you try to message them on different platforms. You try to find their name maybe on Twitter and on LinkedIn and on whatever, and kind of like DM them everywhere so that there's no way that they're going to miss you, for example. Or just like try to be clever in it, where like if you know that they're always checking a certain platform and they're always checking a certain thing, or in the case of the Facebook admins, they're always checking every single post. If you just make a post and say, hey, admin, DM me, please, then you've reversed the card and now they're reaching out to you instead of you reaching out to them.
That's pretty interesting. So when you did that, when you made a post, said, hey, admins, reach out to me. Did you pretty much just say, I have something to talk to you about? Like
I
very general?
literally, I think it was something along the lines of, can any one of the admins or moderators of this group please DM me? That was literally it. I
Okay.
didn't give any more information. I just said, can you please DM me? Because I was thinking if I say something like, oh, I have something to offer, I would like to talk to you guys about something or whatever. I just didn't want to give any more information that needed to be. I just say, hey, I would like to speak to you. Please DM me. And then when they send the response, I then send them the message saying, hey, here's who I am, here's what I'm trying to achieve and stuff like that, and here's how I want to work together.
Okay. So you're kind of just pulling on the curiosity. Hey,
That's right.
just reach out to me. I have something to talk to you about.
That's
And
right.
how did that go? How were the responses usually? People reached out to you that were just like, what's up? What did you get? A good amount of responses or just a few key responses?
So I would say currently the let's say out of 10 groups, probably 6 or 7 will actually get back to you, and from those 6 or 7 that get back to
It's
you,
pretty good.
probably one or two will actually say yes. That's kind of like the conversion rate I'm seeing. So maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 groups will actually want to work with you and do this for free essentially. And I think that if that's 1 out of 10 is not a bad. There's thousands of groups. You know what I mean? So if I can keep getting a few of these every single week or every single month, that's going to add up very quickly. And then typically these ones will allow you to. It's not like a one-time thing and then you can never talk about the product again. It's 1 or 2 posts a month. And so you can already get that organic reach every single month. You'll be able to post it there. People who missed the first message will see the second message. People who sort of missed the second message will see the third message. And eventually you'll capture those whatever X amount of people in the group. Eventually, if the offer is good and if you have a good product that matches the whatever their problems are, you will probably convert from the majority of the group. We haven't yet actually done a post on this Facebook group where we have a launch strategy that we're working towards. But I'll let you know what the kind of numbers end up looking like in terms of the conversion rates. But I'm pretty optimistic because we're literally in the Facebook groups where people are asking for advice as solo cruisers, for trying to find a cabin mate, and like that's literally what we're trying to offer as an app. So hopefully that works well.
Yeah, that's huge, dude. So, I mean, first of all, really excited to see how that goes, working with you in the community.
Definitely.
We've all been following your project and it's incredible to see.
Thank you.
But that strategy, that's really, really smart strategy of going to that niche community. You were making posts at first, they were getting taken down. Even a lot of people use Reddit and stuff like that to try to find those subreddits for their potential customers. You say something sort of direct and then you get, blocked, banned, the thing gets taken down, whatever the case. You found a way to sort of circumvent that with these very similar to Reddit kind of communities on Facebook. I think that's huge for people. And of course, something to point out is that that's 100% free. Like you don't even have to get an automation tool to reach out to people, anything like that. If
That's
you can
right.
find these niche communities, you can get in touch with these admins. You can work out deals to start, advertising or posting about your wait list or your offer or whatever within the community for free. That is such an excellent early growth strategy.